to that old chestnut it's turned into of, oh, Hecate's so picky. Oh, you can't work with her. She's not for beginners. Oh, she's intense. She's going to hurt you. Or if you don't do this, she'll desert you. She'll walk away. Oh, bore off. That's what I say to you. Bore off. Hello there. Hello. It's me, that divination witch. Whew. Hope you're doing well. I'm back with a witchy video, and I'm here to answer your question. Now, this question has been asked of me several times by several different people and in several different ways. That is Hecate really a picky goddess? Do you have to be chosen by her to work with her? Does she work with just anybody? Well, let's answer this. Just to say, if you are new here, hello and welcome. My name's Sarah. I'm that divination witch. I hope you stick around and hit subscribe. This is a safe space where you're free to ask any question. Yeah, I'm happy to help. I try and answer people's questions. No question is a silly question, so ask away. I've also got a link tree below. If you're interested in getting a reading from me, I have a shop. I've got an Etsy, a Patreon. So yeah, be grateful if you could check it out. Thank you. So, is Hecate really such a picky, choosy woman? Is she that fickle that she isn't going to help you? Does she have to pick you to work alongside you? You know, will she ignore you if she hasn't chosen you? If you're not the chosen one? Hate to burst your bubble. No. All of that is BS, okay? We hear it quite a lot, especially videos to do with Hecate. And look, each their own, yes, I get it. To each their own. Some people are going to see sides to Hecate that others don't. Your relationship with her is going to be personal, because it is a personal spiritual journey. Whether or not you work with Hecate, it's all relative and personal to you. And yes, some people may experience her epithets that are more strict, that are more dark as well. Others may experience her lighter aspects, her more mothering and nurturing aspects. But there is one thing about Hecate that I must say, that despite what epithet you work with, there's one resounding thing about her. And that is, she is not picky. I don't know where this comes from. I really don't. She can be a strict teacher. She can be a strict mentor. She can be demanding in that way. And I don't mean that to fearmonger, but she expects you to put in the work. If you're asking for help, she wants you to help yourself. She's not gonna, offer everything to you on a plate. Life is not easy, but she can help you as long as you are willing to help yourself. But that doesn't mean she's picky. Because of that, it means she's got a certain standard. Now, it also doesn't mean that she's going to turn everybody away. It doesn't mean that she is going to say no to everybody. And it doesn't mean that you can't ask her for help, even if you're not full-time working with her. People seem to forget one of her main job titles is the torchbearer. And that's not just an epithet. One of the main things she does, whether it's in a more strict capacity or a more nurturing capacity, one of the main things that she does is guide people. People who have passed on, people who are still alive. She guides you to where you need to be in life. I would say, personally, she is one of the most ultimate persons. For all she is somebody who is depicted as a loner, a hermit, a wanderer, with no fixed abode, forever travelling in the liminal space between life and death, between realms. She deals with people from all sorts of walks of life, with all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of attitudes, all sorts of histories, good, bad, ugly, everything in between. She is the most people-orientated goddess that you could ever meet. And like I say, it's within her very essence, her very job role is to be a guide. She loves humanity. She helps humanity. Every single day she helps. And therefore, these people that say she is a picky goddess and that she is going to, push you out, cast you aside, be harsh to you, hurt you, all these things. No. There is a fine line, between strictness and discipline and being a dick. But she certainly isn't a dick. And I want to put this out there that if you are new, because I hear it is all the time as well, that she isn't for beginners. Bullshit. And I'm going to say it like that. Bullshit. And yes, I swore on a YouTube video. There is no such thing as a beginner god and a not beginner god. Especially when it comes to Hecate. With her being this people-orientated person, of course she's beginner-friendly. It depends on your attitude as a person. Are you somebody who is humble? Are you somebody that's willing to learn, that is respectful? That, doesn't put themselves on an ego pedestal? That doesn't think they're better than anyone? That is, willing to try? Then she's going to love you. She's going to help you succeed. She's going to help you unlock your power. Now, if you are an arse, if you are arrogant, think you know everything, bad attitude, of course she won't receive that very well. I don't think many people would. I don't think even Jesus Christ would, But that doesn't mean she's going to be totally heartless to you. She may teach you a lesson or two. Doesn't mean she's going to say you're a lost cause. Maybe she can change that. Maybe she can help you with certain lessons in your life, things that crop up that make you have to change your mindset, to humble you. I've changed so much since she first was in my life. I'm a different person now, in the best possible way. I don't get why there is such gatekeeping around her name. I really don't. My channel is all about spreading information about her, sharing my point of view, and I respect others' points of views, yes. And yes, I do say time and again, to each their own. Some people like to call her a daemon. Some people like to say she's this dark creator type goddess. And I get it. I get where they're coming from. But she isn't just that. Even in those aspects of her, I would never say that she is somebody who is going to cast people out. Even those that have greatly disrespected her, I've seen her give people second chances. I've seen her behind the scenes helping people who have wronged her because she's done it in my presence more than once, on several occasions. She may not let it be known it was her, but she still helps. She really does. She is kind and caring, and truly anyone can work with her. She's welcoming of all. It doesn't matter who you are, what gender you are, where you come from, what your history is, your ancestry, your background. All you need is to be willing and humble and open. And that's it, really. Be respectful. And you can't go wrong. She isn't demanding that you do spells every single day. There is a difference between being lazy and being busy. There is a difference between being lazy and being neurodivergent, being unable to do something and willing to do something. Now, if you are somebody who is literally just being lazy and you could push yourself really, but you can't be bothered, you're feeling sorry for yourself sort of thing, and I don't mean this in a neurodivergent way, I mean it in a literally, because we've all been there. I hold my hands up. There's times I'm like, I don't want to. Well, you've got to. That's life. Life doesn't wait for nobody. She is very much a force of nature in that regard. She is like that. She will be like, no, get up, lazy, get up. And that's where the strictness comes in. And that's where when people say, oh, she wants you to be practicing. Yes, she does. But, if you had a mental breakdown, if you, God forbid, if you were ran over tomorrow by a lorry, if you were in hospital, if you, even nothing that extreme, if you I don't know, had muggle mundane worries. You lost your house, you lost your job, somebody's kid was sick, you know, you had to work extra time to support your family. She isn't gonna walk away from you for that. And I want to put people's minds at rest. I really do, because I've never met a deity so loving and so accepting as her. Now, somebody as well, just to say, recently asked me on my channel, and I didn't quite know what to say, if I'm honest, but they asked me, well, the way they worded it was that Jesus, so Christians give Jesus all their issues, all their problems, according to this person, that, you know, if they've got any worries in the world, they'll turn to him and he'll help them. And they asked me, what does Hecate do? Now, for all, I'm from a Christian background, as in I was christened a Protestant. I've talked about this on my channel before. I've renounced it. My family are technically Protestant as well, but they don't go to church regular or anything like that. So it's kind of Christian in name. They say they believe in God. Don't really participate in the religion, I suppose. I never did that. So I don't know. I don't have that comparison. I know a lot of you guys come from ex-religious backgrounds and carry religious traumas. Now, having met the energy of Jesus myself, or Yeshua, whatever you want to call him, I know he is a kind, loving, compassionate man, like Hecate in that regard. But on the whole, as archetypes, if we break them down to archetypal beings, Jesus, Yeshua would be on the right-hand path, and Hecate would be on the left-hand path as a whole. This is a stereotype. This is an archetype as a whole. Now, you know, there's good and bad in everyone, and it's not a case of good or bad. It's a case of how the feminine and the masculine act. It's yin and yang. It's opposites. So Jesus, or the archetype of Jesus, is a martyr archetype. It is somebody who is sacrificing themselves for the greater good. Hecate is more of a creator archetype, an archetype of putting yourself first. You're not having to sacrifice yourself for other people. You need to work on yourself and treat yourself with respect and love to ascend in that way, you know, to achieve spiritual enlightenment. And then, as a byproduct, then help others, yes. But you've got to help yourself first. The archetype of Jesus does things differently. You know, you could hate yourself, I suppose, in that regard, to my knowledge. You could really hate yourself, but love so many other people. And it's all about putting others first. So, to me, I didn't really know how to answer that. I did answer it, and I said something along the lines of, well, Hecate will listen to anyone, and she really will. And she does, because she guides everyone from every walk of life. She listens, she tries to understand, she empathizes, she will be there for people, even when they don't deserve it. In human standards, she'll give people chances. But she won't just give you the answers to your problems. So if you give her your problems, she will listen to them, and then she'll say, okay, what can you do about it then? Because, believe it or not, I know this is a sweeping statement, and don't come at me. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a psychologist. I know bits. I've been trained in it bits, and I get that this can be hard to hear. But we always have some form of control. I know there are certain scenarios and situations that can be triggering where control is taken away from us, but there's always an element of control. Even if a circumstance is out of your hands, even if you're forced into something that you don't want to be in, it doesn't have to be deep and traumatic. It could be like, right, I don't know, say you've got no other choice but to take this crap job. I'm just talking about jobs at the moment because that's something I've faced, you know, in my time. So you've got no choice but to deal with this crap job that brings you down, makes you feel miserable. But you have to work it until something else comes along. That's out of your control. You're trying to get out of it. You're applying for other jobs. You're looking around, but you've got to make the best of a bad situation. So what can you do about it? So aside from applying for other jobs, which you're already doing and putting yourself out there and working on yourself and your skills, maybe learning something else, try and get new opportunities in. What can you do about that? And I feel like she's with me now to give this example. What can you do about that? If you physically can't change your external circumstances, you can change internally how you handle it. And that's Hecate. Okay, so you're stuck in that crap situation, that crap job. Okay? Know that it won't be forever, because nothing's forever. Not even the baddest of situations are forever. Life is not forever. Everything will pass. There is a saying, this too shall pass. It's very true. But it's the mindset. And this is where shadow work and all this sort of stuff comes in when it comes to Hecate. She enjoys doing that with people, helping people overcome their fears, their triggers, to deal with it, to not dismiss it, to not say, right, it's cured, but to integrate with it. And that is the true left-hand path in a way, the true Hecatean way of dealing with things. So that's a scenario I can relate with, and I've got goosebumps thinking about it because recently I've been in a situation like that where, okay, I was no longer putting up with that. So what do? What can I do? Right, I was applying for other jobs. I was looking out there because I need a job to pay the bills because this doesn't cover my bills yet. Okay, so I need to be practical. All right, I'm worrying about that. It's out of my hands. I'm doing what I can. Put that to the side. Right, you're in the crap moment with the crappy job. You're having to deal with it. You've got no other choice. What can you do differently internally? You cannot take it personal for a start. Something she and Azazel told me is think of it as a transaction. Break it down into the most simplest of terms. Don't let yourself get emotionally invested in something that doesn't serve you. That could be a job, that could be a person, that could be a situation. If that doesn't serve you, if they don't bring you joy, enlightenment, happiness, etc., or anything useful to the table, move on. Detach yourself emotionally from that situation. And she has taught me how to do that. And I am so grateful for that because I would always get emotionally invested. Jobs, friends, family, situations where I want to help people, I want to fix people, and that's like the martyrdom. That is the right-hand path, I suppose, and it's not always suited for people, I suppose. I'm going off on a tangent, I guess, with this, but she wants me to explain. You're not heartless to emotionally detach yourself from something. Doesn't mean you're not compassionate, doesn't mean you don't care about others. And it's the same for Hecate. Doesn't mean she doesn't care about people, doesn't mean that she's picky or all these other things. But if somebody isn't going to give back, then why is she going to emotionally invest? She may practically invest. That's the difference. I think that's why she wanted me to tell you this, to go off on that little tangent there, that there is always an element of control, and she teaches you this. And to answer that guy's question about the difference between her and Jesus, well, that's it. That's the difference that I see. I don't know because I never did it and I never got an answer from him per se. But, according to Christianity, the religion, you give all your problems to Jesus. That's his shoulders to burden. His burden to shoulder. Shoulders to burden. You get what I meant. You can't rely on other people to fix your shit. And that's what Hecate teaches us. Why should you? Because you wouldn't like it if someone else put their crap onto you. No, we should be fixing ourselves to help one another then, We can't just wave a magic wand and say, right, sorted, No, life doesn't work that way. And even Jesus can't cure everything. As lovely as he is, and with the best will in the world, if he could, we would be living in a paradise right now. All of us, collectively. Because he would have healed the whole world. And I'm sorry, that's just not the way the universe in general works. So, yeah, I went off on a tangent there. I feel like she wanted me to. I hope this video has brought some clarity to that old chestnut it's turned into of, oh, Hecate's so picky. Oh, you can't work with her. She's not for beginners. Oh, she's intense. She's going to hurt you. Oh, if you don't do this, she'll desert you. She'll walk away. Oh, bore off. That's what I say to you. Bore off. And reassess. Reassess the way you look at things. That's my God's honest, Hecate honest opinion. Reassess the way you see things. Yes, each to their own, of course. I get it and I respect that. But this is not respectful. This is like, really? Come on. What are you connecting with? The table? Eh? Like, that's not the Hecate I know, and it's not the Hecate a lot of you know. Anyways, if there's anything else you want me to give my opinion on or answer, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. If you want to learn more about Hecate, please check out my Hecate playlist. It's on my channel. Or check out one of my other videos, which will pop up on the screen shortly. And yes, until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.